What's up? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, I want you to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop, hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. Before I jump into EMBIID video, I was supposed to have done it live, have some technical difficulties. So I'm doing this recording. I hope y'all enjoy it. I want to talk about, like I said, before I jump into my reasons about not getting Joe EMBIID, because there's a late video, there has been talk of the New York Knicks getting two superstars, and I can only imagine that they're talking about Joe EMBIID and my man Giannis Antetokounmpo. I probably pronounced his name wrong, so forgive me. And it got me thinking, like, the first thing I want to say to my Knicks fans, guys that have been riding with the New York Knicks since damn the 80s, you know what I'm saying? We go out here, you know what I'm saying? That dude got 2 years left on his contract. And I don't think there's no way in hell that the Milwaukee Bucks would trade Antetokounmpo to any team and that for any player. And that's including LeBron James. I mean, they probably can send a package over LeBron James, Davis, and Austin Reeves. And I still think that Milwaukee Bucks would turn that package down because we already know how good Antetokounmpo is. Let's not kid ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And this is what my statement is. I'm tired of people gaslighting my team, my fans, the New York Knicks fans. I'm tired of being gaslighted. That's one of the reasons I made this channel. I try to bring it to you straight. I'm gonna give you my opinion. You can sit back, you can think about it, mull on it, and tell me if I'm wrong and I'm right. But if you sit back and really think about it, y'all know the New York Knicks don't have a chance right now to get no Antetokounmpo. And I know we read the articles, we heard the quotes about him not signing anything unless he see the team, him and the team on the same page and him working for a championship. He still got a 2-year contract. Now, if he don't want to sign that contract in 2 years, okay. But in 2 years, what makes you think he want to go to the New York Knicks? Are we gonna still have the players that we have? Are they gonna be even looking good? Like I said, on this channel, there's gonna be no gaslighting, so you might not see no spectacular breaking news about such and such. Something that we know that's not gonna happen is a possibility. And come on, it just reminds us the old situation of the Kyrie and Kevin Durant situation. And Knicks fans are too smart for that. So come on, let's get into this video about Joe EMBIID and why I don't think the New York Knicks should even think about him as well. I mean, I would love Antetokounmpo. Don't get me wrong. That's a player I would jump over some hurdles to get. But let's roll over to the man that I'm talking about, and that is Joe EMBIID. And number one, and I know y'all see this sign and say he's a player bust, and that's a little harsh for him because he's not a bust. But the man don't get it done in the playoffs. And matter of fact, he actually loses his stats drop. You know what I'm saying? If you look right here, I put up a little stat right here. Points 23 in the regular season, it drops to 33 in the regular season. It drops to 23 in the post. He shoot 54% in the from the field in the regular season. That dropped to 43. Then he shoot 3% from downtown in the regular season. 33%. I'm messing up here. But then 17% in the postseason. And you look at the 3-point percentage, that's almost 11.16 point drop. Look at the drop. You know what I'm saying? On his percentage. Excuse me, that's got a text. Look at the drop on his percentage. Look at his field goal percentage. 11 points. 10 points on his points. What should I say? 11% drop. 10 points on his points. I mean, I know a lot of y'all is wild about him. About his moves, spectacular as they may be when he's in the regular season doing this thing. But there's also other reason why I think, like I said, the playoffs is one of my opinions. And he couldn't get it done against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He was supposed to be the Shaq of that playoff, being there, being dominant. But he couldn't be dominant. You know why he couldn't be dominant? Like I said, that's one. Number two, because he's not as dominant as he think he is. And I know a lot of y'all say, well, I see him do a lot of things. But Al Horford, here's some video for you. Al Horford actually was manhandling this man. What EMBIID scored? 15 points? I'll get to that too in a minute. But he scored like 15 points. Come on. Let me see. I'm gonna check his stats for that game because Al Horford was doing his thing on him. He had 15 points. He was 0 for 4 from downtown, 5 from 18 from the field, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, no steals, 2 blocks, 4 turnovers, and 3 personal fouls, and had a plus minus rating of a minus 28. A minus 28. Come on, man. I know y'all know he's a better. I know a lot of y'all think he's a better player than that. And in the regular season he is. Don't get me wrong. In the regular season, Joel Embiid is one of the most dominant players there is. And yes, that's I can understand why y'all would want him on the New York Knicks. But in my same breath, I want to say I like our team. I like what Denver did, and I think if the New York Knicks can stay pat and just develop our players and bring in the right guys like we did with Denver Cheezer. That's one stepping stone. I think heading in the right direction is bringing in the guys that's going to know their position. As I said in my other videos, I think Julius Randle is one of the best power forwards in the NBA today. Then we got Jalen Brunson, an underrated superstar, all-star, which I think he will be hitting that plateau this year. We seen what he's doing right now in the World Cup. I meant to drop a video about that, but I will be dropping a video about them later on today. They play a game 8:30 today. I can't watch it. I might be able to watch it, but then I'm at work. But like I said, I'm at work. That's a different story. But back to Joel Embiid. He don't get it done. He don't get it done. And then last but least, I'm going to say the man does not take accountability at all. At all. And what I mean by that, I want y'all to check out this.
That's a win, but it's going to take more than us. We all got to look at ourselves. I got to be better, and I will be better. That's what I'm focused on. All of us, we got to come back and find ways to just keep improving and help the team. You can't win alone. I can't win alone. Me and James, we just can't win alone. That's why basketball is played 5-on-5. So, we just need everybody to just, try to keep finding ways to get better, and we'll be fine.
All right, you see what I mean? He threw his team under the bus, and what I mean by he threw his team under the bus, he mainly threw Tyrone Maxey, and Tobias Harris under the bus, because Tobias Harris and Maxey in Game 7, they basically, come on, let's be real. Throughout the season, Maxey was making plays that, we didn't expect from him. We was to hear him talk about, and I know a lot of you Knicks fans would rather have Maxey over Emmanuel Quickly, because I heard it said many a times on other channels, and I read it on Twitter. I'm good with Emmanuel Quickly, but yeah, that is a move that I wouldn't mind having Maxey over Quickly, yes. But for him to come out there and say that they need other players to get it done. That was Game 7. He was their superstar. He was the man that was supposed to get it done. Like I said, he had 15 points. He shot 5 for 18. You know what Tobias had in that game? Tobias Harris had, let's go over check he had. Give me 1 second here. He had 19 points. He shot 7 for 13. He went 1 for 7 from downtown, but he made 4 free throws. He had 5 rebounds, all of them coming on defensive end, no assists, 1 steal. He had a plus-minus ratio of -21. But he still had 19 points compared to your 15 points, and you're the star of the team, Joel Embiid. Now, let's go over to Tyrone Maxey. Tyrone Maxey had, finding these points is getting a little difficult for me. He had 17 points. He went 5 for 12, 2 for 6 from downtown, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover. He had a plus-minus rating of 31. I can understand but you're the star, and these guys still outscored you. Harden only had, how many points Harden scored? Harden scored what? Harden had 9 points. Harden had 9 points, and he said me and James. You have to do that. I recognize the respect he had for James Harden, because James Harden had 9 points. 9 points. How many assists he had? 7 assists. He tried to get people involved. Um, Rebounds. He had 6 rebounds, but he still had a plus minus rating of 30 minus. The team goes as the leaders go. Joe Embiid would destroy the New York Knicks, not only with his attitude, but the trade that we would have to pull off and what we would give up. Because if you ask me, you know what I'm saying, as good as I think this team is, and we have improved the New York Knicks, he still had players that right now, if you were to match up where their careers at right now, each player to one of our players, they would say Philadelphia have a better team. So now y'all telling me we get Joe Embiid, ship out to who we shipping out, bring him in. Even if we kept Randall and Jalen Brunson, I still don't think Embiid would be that piece because he done had superstars around him already. And if you want to say elite teams, and he could not get it done. As I pointed out in the playoffs, he just don't get it done. His points drop, his field goal percentage drop, his 3-point shooting drop. And if you ask me, his defensive, I ain't gonna say awareness, but his drive drops. You know what I'm saying? He's not a good teammate. He throws your teammate under the bus. You see right here what he did to Maxey and Harris, but we also cannot forget what he did to goddamn Ben Simmons. And if you think about it, he had a bad series in that. He had a bad games in them series as well, but yet blamed it all on Ben. This guy would not be good for New York. I don't think he have the mentality. It would be Patrick Ewing all over again on steroids. And don't get me wrong, I love Patrick Ewing, but his attitude was just crazy. And that's why I think Joe Embiid would be all over Patrick Ewing, a great player, but just could not get it done. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.